There. Hello, hello, hello. So, do you constantly have headaches? Your head is constantly hot, or you're always having headaches, and you know that you've had high blood pressure for a while. So, most times you have linked it to your blood pressure. In today's Whole and Wellness Show, episode 31, we're going to look at what exactly is happening with you and three ways that you can immediately start to work on that so that you can enjoy better health. You can get rid of that headache fast. So you can enjoy your best life in super health. All right, as you're tuning in, let me know where you're joining from. Hi, how are you doing? Let me know where you're joining from and that you are following this. In a second, I'll just share this around. Make sure that more people, you can share this as well to get your people on board. Let's talk about you, your BP, and most especially headaches that you may be having. All right, I'm trying to share this. Trying to share this, but I'm not able to. Okay. All right. So, do you have constant headaches? Like many people complain about it. As a matter of fact, when you go to Google, you'd find out that high blood pressure and headaches is like one of the most talked about problems. And that is because, hi, Tembiso, South Africa, how are you doing? I hope that the Omicron virus and all that, I hope you're staying safe. Omicron variant, I hope you're staying safe, okay? So you find that everyone is always complaining of headaches, headache, headache, headache. So what exactly is this headache and how can you control it? I'm going to share three things with you. Um, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're enjoying this. Number one thing I want you to look at is, are you sure that the headache is linked to your blood pressure? This is very, very, very important because sometimes we just say, oh, it is the high BP, right? That is causing me the headaches, but it may not be. So, what do you do about it? The first tip that I would share with you is to go and check your blood pressure. Write it down in the comments. You've got to check and be sure what your BP reading is because sometimes it could be something else. It could be malaria symptoms, it could be something else. Has this happened to you before? Sometimes it could even be stress and it's not your BP that is high. So immediately you check, you're able to remove that first suspicion. Oh, it's not this, it's this. Yes or no. And because you could even be overdosing on your BP medicines if it's not high BP, but then you're taking BP medications thinking it was your blood pressure. So this is very, very important. Let's get that out of the way. So, of course, if it is not your blood pressure, then you want to treat whatever the underlying thing that is causing your BP to remain high, that is causing you the headaches. You want to take care of that. So that's number one. But of course, if it's your BP, because it could also be a sign that your BP is extremely high. Some people, they get 200 over something, and then they're having a headache. That tells you, okay, so it is your BP. And let me quickly say this: if you get that kind of reading, 180, don't just say, "Let me go and sleep." Let me go and rest, and that's it. If you're getting anything above 160 over 100, you want to speak to your doctor because that is what is called a hypertensive emergency. Anytime you get BP reading 160 over 100 and you're having symptoms like a headache, nose bleeding, tiredness, chest pain, these are all signs of hypertensive emergency. You want to quickly take care of that. So that is number one thing you want to do. Number two thing. So let us say that your BP is not above 160 over 100, but yeah, it's higher than normal. You've taken your normal drugs and yet it still remains that high and you're having that headache. That tells you that you've got a lot of inflammation within your system. So I don't want to sound so scientific. Guys, meanwhile, if we're just meeting, my name is Pharmacist Chibwama Minichibu, and I'm the founder of Hypertension Africa, where our primary goal is to support people who are struggling. So if you're currently struggling with high BP control, your BP continues to remain high despite everything that you've done, right? We help you to be able to normalize it without the use of everyday medications, and so that you can really enjoy freedom and enjoy the rest of your life in super health. If you're enjoying this on our channel, make sure you subscribe to our channel and that, so that you can always see stuff like this. Number two thing that you want to do is if your body is in this state of inflammation, because trust me, what this means is that your body is chronically stressed. The easiest way to explain this is this. Um, Your body tells you when something is off. So if you are always having high BP, let me give you an instance. So there's this particular woman, Madam N, I'll call her N. When we had a conversation around something like this, she told me something. She said she was always taking Panadol extra to get through every day, because even though she was taking her drugs, she always had this headaches. It was always there, never leaving her. And I told her the same thing I'm telling you now. Your body is in a state of constant stress or inflammation. So what do you do about it? You want to stop the stressful um thing that is going on. And the easiest way to do it is just do like a washout, or what people like to call a detox. If you're following, you can drop that in the comments. You can drop a detox in the comments. What a simple detox that I would recommend for you to do is for the next 3 days. Okay, so I know that you're currently taking medication. That is, if you're taking medication, so you feel like, what if I stop eating? What am I going to do about my medication? So what you want to do is for the next 3 days, there are different kinds of detox, but you can do strictly fruits and vegetables for the next 3 days. What that is going to do for you is that it's going to slow down the whole process. There are a lot of things that could be causing this inflammation, but I just want to give you the easiest thing that you can do. It could be maybe you're really stressed at work. It could be the things you eat. It could be you're eating a lot of sugar, soft drinks, alcohol, a lot of exhaust fumes. If you stay in Port Harcourt, maybe it's the soot, that you're inhaling that is really just putting your body in this state of stress. So if you slow down on what you're eating and start to eat more of fruits and vegetables for the next 3 days, like in every of your meal, you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, you're even cutting off cooked food, it's gonna clean out your body and the headaches would stop. That's number two thing that you can do. Now, number three thing. So number two is detox. Then number three thing that you can do that of course, I would highly recommend is, since if really this headaches that you're having is linked to your blood pressure, what you really want to do is to take care of your blood pressure, because this is a warning sign that it's beginning to affect your body and you're feeling these things. Last week on episode 30, we talked about complications that arise from like from poor BP control. So when you start to notice constant headaches from with your BP, it could also be a sign, or an like it complications are beginning to arise with your body. That if it never used to be there. So what that tells you is that you've got to raise your lifestyle game as far as your BP control is concerned. What this means is, what we recommend, what we teach is, make sure that you are reversing this high BP. Because if you notice that, oh, before now, maybe the past 3 years, nothing, your drugs were working, it was all fine, but now every time you're having a headache, it tells you that your BP is getting worse. So what you want to do is want to stop it from getting worse and start to push it back. That is what is called the high BP reversal method. I won't go so much in depth into it on this training, but I'm going to give you the 3-step process that is involved in the high BP reversal method. Number one, you want to really, it's called the mind body freedom model. That's the high BP reversal method. In our webinar, we go more in depth into this, but I'll just give you what this means. What it means is that you want to look at your whole mind as a human being, because sometimes a lot of these things it's not like thinking increases your blood pressure. No, that's like a myth. But if you have high blood pressure and you're constantly feeling afraid, constantly anxious, constantly, oh my God, this thing is gonna kill me. Guess what? That is what starts to happen within your body. So you've got to do what we call mind liberation. We go in depth into it in our webinar. I'm going to link it in the description of this video for you to really see and understand. Under mind liberation, there are still 3 things that you have to do to be able to get free from this high BP, right? Let me know if you would love to have high BP freedom, because it's all about freedom. Everything we do on Hypertension Africa TV, I'm sorry, on Hypertension Africa, is about how can you really be free from this monster called high BP, right? So you want to make sure that you do the full mind liberation. The next thing is, now that your mind is in the right place, like, I'm gonna crush it. Like today, we have one of our clients in the high BP reversal program. He sent me a message today and he said, I'm glad I sleep very well now, like a baby. I feel a lot better. Yes, I've lost a bit of weight, but I'm not yet where I want to be. But I want to keep working with you even through January, no matter how much it's gonna cost. But the thing I was going to is the last line where he said, I'm going to crush this thing. Listen, everything that we share with you is all about making you able to crush this thing. So if you're going to be able to crush high BP, you've got to be able to work on your body. As we go into the Yuletide season, yes, there's going to be a lot of flexing, eating, drinking, and all that. But I want you to take the time as well to think, are you ready to crush this thing as you go into the new year? Crushing it means you've got to know what are your triggers. What is it? Is it your weight? Is it what you're eating? Is it where you're going? Is it your job stress? Right? And then you start to work your body, repair your body repair process. We go in depth into it in the webinar. Please make sure you watch the webinar. This is just to give you a head start. Now, and then the third thing that also comes with high BP reversal is the freedom activation. How can you really be free? How to be free is, okay, guys, you guys are dropping comments. Thank you very much. Someone says, okay, sorry, I can't see all that. So here's what I'm saying. Like, how can you really be free? You've got to be monitoring your BP. Like if you don't know what your last BP reading is, how can you be free? If you don't know what's happening with your body, how can you be free? You need to do when it's a system. If you notice, I've just laid out for you the strategy. It's the high BP reversal strategy. You've got to start with your mind, then you work your body, and then you attain that state of freedom. Now it sounds a lot like theory, but I need you guys to see that webinar where we go in depth into how you do this. But this is how you now tackle the high BP from the roots, such that if your BP is always 110/70, you can never be having headaches with your blood pressure. That's where this number 3 comes in. So if you're just joining us, let me do a recap. I said that if you're always having headaches and you feel like, oh, I have high BP, so maybe this is what's causing it. There are 3 things that can help you to get rid of the BP, of the headaches completely. Number 1, you've got to check your blood pressure to rule out that it is your BP, because sometimes it'll be your BP. So if the BP, what you really want to do is to tackle whatever it is that is causing the headaches. Number 2 is you want to detoxify your body. You want to stop eating inflammatory foods, maybe a lot of fried foods, a lot of alcohol, a lot of white sugar. These are things that inflame your system. And more importantly, you can do a fruit fast, for instance. Stop eating and just do a lot of fruit and vegetables. It will clean out your system and help your head. Trust me, it works like magic. Number 3 is you've got to focus on reversing the high BP, because if you're having constant headaches with your blood pressure, it means that it is a sign of complications, right? So what you want to do is that you want to reverse this high blood pressure. And how do you reverse it? You've got to use a strategy. It is not by, I don't eat enough salt, a lot of salt. Yes, that helps, but that is not a reversal method. To explain to you the reversal method, make sure you follow our webinar in the comments. I'm going to drop that to explain to you how the high BP reversal method works. The last thing I wanted to say is, if after listening to this you feel like, okay, I want to get on a call with you, I want you to be able to help me one-on-one to reverse this, to really get rid of, it's not just headaches. Maybe you always have chest pains as well, palpitations, sleepless nights, you're always tired and all those things, and you feel like I need help with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description of this video as well, where you can actually book a session for us to have a conversation about you and how you can really crush this thing. Would you love that? Let me know in the comments. Was this helpful for you? These are the 3 things that would help you. If you notice, everything I shared here is not about drink ginger. And that, I'm not saying that's bad, or drink milk at night, or use paracetamol, or put off the lights when you're sleeping. Those are good, but those do not tackle the root cause. Those do not tackle it completely. But if you follow these 3 steps that I shared with you, it's going to tackle it completely from the roots. This is how you see people saying, I used to have headaches all the time, but I no longer have headaches. It is because they have used this same thing that I showed you from the roots, and they've used it to get their lives back. So let me know if this was helpful for you in the comments. Please share this video because so many people need this. Thank you very much, Abazu. Ngozi, thank you, Madam Ugoma. Thank you, Priska. How are you doing? Let me know if this was helpful for you. Share this. And don't forget, hi, Priska. How are you doing? to subscribe to our channel. This is Whole and Wellness Show that we have this weekly, so you can always tune in to learn one or thing or the other, and make sure that you use all our resources. And we're gonna link below this video to help you to be able to enjoy your best life in super health. Thank you so much. And let me know in the comments which of these three things you're going to start using to control the headaches completely. I'll see you around. Bye.